Right, we're trying something a bit different today. We're back on the River Bladnoch, down in Dumfries and Galloway. Gonna try and do some spinning on the river today. Probably a chance of catching pike, perch and trout. Gonna just give it a go and see how just gonna give it a go and see how things. We'll just have to try and see what we can catch. There is a possibility of those different fish. I haven't fished the river very much recently. I fished it once last year, and I used to fish it a lot as a boy, so we've had various good fish a long time ago, but not very much recently. So we'll have a few casts and see where we get. This used to be a really good salmon river at one time, but they planted a lot of pine trees around and about, and that's more or less made the water go a lot more acidic. So the salmon eggs don't germinate anymore in the river. There's too acid, so there isn't really any salmon anymore, sadly. If you went back 50 years, there'd probably be quite a good run of salmon. But anyway, I'm going to have to try and get this lure off the bottom. On my first cast, I've managed to hook the bottom, so let's hope I don't lose it. Right, so I didn't lose my lure, that was good. But I think it shows we've not had much rain recently and the river's very low. So even with this lure mostly floating and diving, I'm still going to have to be careful not to get it stuck on the bottom. We'll just have a few casts first with this to see if we can get any jack pike. I'm not sure if we'll get any though, because often in May you don't catch many pike. I think they've recently spawned, and on this river anyway there is no closed season for pike. I mean, you can only use dead bait in the winter and on a Sunday. Use spinners and everything the rest of the time, but so I'd had a few casts with that bigger lure and nothing happened, so there didn't appear to be any pike wanting to take it. So I'm going to try this smaller map just to see if there's any trout or perch that might want to take it. And pike will still take the map. Oh, something had a wee nibble at it there. The smallest pike you've ever seen. What a monster. Well, I'm afraid there's too many pike in the river, and it might not be to everyone's taste, but it was recommended by the Fisheries Trust, if you catch any pike under £5, then you dispatch them. So, and sadly that's what's going to happen to this one. There's too many pike in the river generally, so it might seem a bit pointless, but you can eat them. I mean, it's not going to be much eating on that, but we'll see. We'll maybe get a couple of fish cakes out of it or something. But to be honest, it's one less jack that's going to eat all the trout and everything else. I mean, when I was a boy I used to fish the river quite often, and it ended up that there was a lot less pike in the river because I took a lot of the small ones out. You actually got quite a good population of trout. I mean, last year I fished the river not that many times, but I never even had a trout last year. So I'm not saying it's all down to the pike, but a lot of it is. I mean, also if you were to get any salmon par, the pike would eat the salmon par. To be honest though, it's looking pretty quiet. I think I'm going to take a walk up to the next pool. It's on the other side of the hill there. So I just thought I'd have a couple more casts, and I think we've got another jack. Yeah. Well, I would normally net it, but my net's up where my bag is, so another wee jack. Oh well, that's not too bad. I'm glad I put a wire trace on the map. It's a nice wee fish as you... Oh well, so that's not too bad. 2 pike, and they're also they'll be out the river. Give the trout a chance. I'm on foot today. Rather, the last video I made like this, I got a end of the bike, but we're on foot today, so couldn't hang around there too long. I've only got a couple of hours. I need to walk to the other end of the field and try the deeper water for some more pike and perch. And there is a small chance you can get a good trout. I did get a 4.5 pound trout out of one of those top pools, about 2010 or something, so a long time ago now. Bit of a surprise, to be honest. I was fishing for pike with a little lure, a bit like that red and white one that I had at the beginning of the programme. It's the only time I've ever caught a big trout on one of those kind of lures in this river. Anyway, it was in the summer in August, and I was just fishing it slow and deep, and I had a couple of knocks, and I thought it was maybe either a fish or the bottom. So I had another cast, and then bang, I knew it wasn't a pike because of the way it was playing, and I actually thought it might have been a salmon, but when I got it in, it was a big brown trout. That was definitely a wild fish, so that was pretty good going. I think I'd had them 2.5 pounds before that, but it's been many years since I had a trout that sort of size out the river. The pike have just decimated them all. I mean, as I said, I never even got one trout last year, but the year before, lockdown year, there was quite a few. So So we're kind of going for the deep bit that's up there where you go around the corner. That's more likely to be where the pike are. You'll see there's a bit of rapids here heading up to there, which can be good, but it's very shallow and lots of stones, and when the water's as low as this, unless you see a trout rising and you can approach it from below and cast, it's quite hard fishing. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few wee trout in there, nothing very big I wouldn't have thought, but when you can see the river there, quite nice, very tranquil. And there's these wee wild flowers here as well, they're quite nice, almost like a primrose but not, I don't know what it is. Some more of them here, a few bluebells. That's quite pretty. Pretty quiet. Right, so I'm going to try this. It almost looks like a perch, I suppose you could say. It's this Abu Garcia Tormento floating lure. To be honest, they're really quite expensive, and I don't often fish with it because I don't want to lose it. So we'll just have to hope we don't lose it. I mean, it's quite a deep pool here, so fingers crossed we should be all right. But you never know, you get sunken trees and things washing down in the winter, and then sometimes you can lose your lures. We'll give it a go. I just thought it's maybe likely to tempt slightly bigger pike. If I tried that, met through the pool, and nothing seemed to be interested, to be honest. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it'd be nice to maybe catch a slightly bigger pike. I did have them up to, I had a 10.5 pounder out of here many years ago as a boy, but to be honest, you're actually better probably with dead bait for the bigger fish. Wobbled sprat, that's a really deadly method for pike. And live baiting used to be quite good, but you're not allowed to do that anymore in Scotland, unfortunately. Like a lot of things have been banned. You know, you need a license for an air rifle in Scotland, or even a crossbow. where you don't for the rest of the UK. I mean, it's a bit strict, to be honest. I mean, it does have a really good action, this lure, so you might be able to tempt something in. Oh, right, like that for an example. That was a bigger pike. Whether we can get it to take the lure again, that's a different question, but probably 4 or 5 pound. Hopefully we can tempt it. Quite often they come back. I suppose, to be honest, I should actually get the net ready just in case, really, because that was the sort of fish that you'd need a net for. You'd break your rod trying to lift that out on the line. I mean, wasn't a huge fish, but I would say, well, we'll see if we can catch it. Through the leaves. Sometimes a faster retrieve or a varied retrieve. Ooh, right in at the side there. We'll try a different idea. Let's try casting it along the bank and see if we can get it to take. There we go. Oh, and it's come off again, man. What is going on? Maybe the hooks aren't big enough or very good on this lure. Right, so I've changed to this old battered lure. It's got really strong, good mustard hooks on it though. So we'll try the same again, in quietly along the side, and see if we can get it to take. Maybe the hooks on the tormentor were just a little bit too small. To be honest, I don't know whether we'll get it again, because I would have said it felt the hook the second time there. Oh, there we go, having a look. Big swerve behind the lure. But it never took it. Well, it's certainly exciting stuff. Just there, the big bow wave as it comes in. It never took it though, so maybe it doesn't like this lure. It's getting clever. But I don't think it likes this lure. I might have to change again. So we've changed to this big map, or flying sea, whatever. It's actually like a salmon lure actually. That's what I actually got before, but I thought this might tempt it. I'm going to try this Devon minnow. They're quite good for pike sometimes. And it's totally different from anything else I've fished today, so maybe that'll tempt it. Not convinced by this. I think I might just go back to the original, the Tormentor. Right, so we've got another jack. If it stays on, I don't know. Just fishing the pool quickly. So we're more or less running out of time now, so gonna have to call it a day in a few casts time. I've not done too badly. Had 3 pike and lost that bigger one. To be honest though, it's probably better to, at least we got the jacks out the river, and that's the main thing. Because there is too many. I mean, the only other predators for the pike really is bigger pike, or maybe the otter might eat them, because there's an otter here. Oh, that is a fish. There we go, talking and I missed it. Just a wee tiny one. Oh. So anyway, this is more or less the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed pike fishing on the River Bladnoch, or fishing on the River Bladnoch. It's been quite a fun couple of hours down the river today for me. The weather's getting better and it's getting a wee bit warmer. Got some fish. So yeah, it's been very pleasant. If you like this, if you enjoy the program, feel free to like the video and subscribe. It all helps. Thanks very much.